It's me, Acember, and welcome back to part 2 of the 2 artists, 1 theme video that I started with Sleepy a few weeks ago, where we both draw our own individual interpretations of the same prompt. If you're new here, or you just haven't seen part 1 yet, I'd highly recommend you check it out. There'll be a link both on screen and in the description for your convenience. To jump right into it, for part 2, Sleepy and I once again worked to create 2 different fakemon designs based on the same theme. Last video, the theme was Monster Arm. This time, we're going to be working with a theme Sleepy picked out, Accident. The same rules as last time still apply here too. The design must be single stage and somehow relate to the prompt that was given. Everything else apart from that is entirely free game. So let me go ahead and switch you guys over to a quick time lapse, and then the ensuing call between Sleepy and I, where we both reveal our final designs to each other once more. Starting with my design. I spent days mulling over and changing my mind on the concept again and again before finally coming up with the idea to try and make an artificial Pokemon that was created as an accidental byproduct of some other experiment. I spent a good while looking into other kinds of artificial Pokemon for reference and kept being drawn to the digital Pokemon Porygon, a man-made bird thing with a specific line in one of its Pokédex entries that really intrigued me. If Porygon was supposed to be helpful, then what if I tried to make something that could be harmful in cyberspace? And so my idea was that this creature would be made as an unintended byproduct of Porygon's creation. Another cyber Pokemon, but this one was different, glitched, corrupted, wrong somehow, and everything that it came into contact with would likely befall the same fate. I chose a snail as its base form since I wanted the two to have a relationship resembling that of predator and prey. Porygon would likely hunt down and isolate this Pokemon, just like a bird with a worm, as it would consider it suspicious data that needed removing. The shell atop its back is meant to be reminiscent of a loading bar, and the little chunks floating off from it are bits of data being shed, almost like corrupted graphics. So this is my guy. His name...
Oh my god!
His name is Malice. He's very Gastrodon energy.
Oh my god, I love him!
He's just a little guy. He's like 2 feet tall. He's very small. So the theme you gave for this one was Accident, right?
Yes.
And so I was thinking, and at first I was like, okay, the obvious ones that come to mind, but I ended up not doing them because they were weird. I was like, okay, car accident, all right? I was like, no, I can't do that. That's messed up. And then the idea popped into my head. You know those Pokemon that are like man-made, but like Mew, or I think the thing with Mew and Ditto, specifically, where Mew was created by the scientists, and then people theorized that like Ditto was like a failed experiment to create Mew. You know that kind of. So I was like, dang, okay, well, what other Pokemon exists that I can do that kind of thing with? Because that was like the kind of vibe that I wanted to go with. And I thought of Porygon, who is also a man-made Pokemon in the shape of a bird. And I was like, okay, we got a bird here. He's man-made. And an animal that I've never really like drawn a lot of designs based on is a snail. A goddamn like a slug or a snail or something. And I've been in a snail mood recently. You know. And so I was like, I'm gonna go with a snail. And as I was reading more about Porygon, you know, Porygon is a Pokemon that is made to be, digital, and he travels through cyberspace. And I think in part of his Pokédex description, it says something like he looks for or searches for like things that are out of the ordinary. And he helps people like track them down in technology to like fix technology or something like that. I would have to pull up the exact entry, but it says something to the effect of like he finds weird things in cyberspace and like takes care of them, something like that. And I was like, okay, well, what if my guy was a guy that was made accidentally while they were trying to make Porygon, and he just sort of happened as like an unintentional, he's like a glitch, all right? He's not supposed to be there, but he's like a byproduct of them trying to create this man-made Pokemon. So his whole thing is, he's unintentionally created alongside Porygon. He exists in cyberspace, so he's also virtual Pokemon. But the problem with him is that he disrupts technology. He will make things malfunction. If it's electronic, he may also corrupt the data that's attached to that device. And so because of this, a lot of the times people don't really like him. He's very unwelcome. He's like a virus. He's like a virus, he's like a glitch, he's like a corruption. People they hate him. They're like, oh, this thing sucks. Because, you know, if you had one of these show up on your phone, suddenly you've lost all of your important, like, pictures and, like, your documents and things that you're trying to keep. You wouldn't be very happy at him, right? So that's his whole thing. And he doesn't mean to do it, but just the nature of what he is. He's a glitch. He's not supposed to be there. He's not supposed to exist, really. He just accidentally or unintentionally messes things up. And so they get a lot of bad rap because of that. They're often unwelcome, mistreated. They're very sad little guys. I feel like he needs some love. They're also, if you notice on his design, he's got like the stripy, like big colorful snail eye stalk antenna things. He's supposed to look like one of those snails that gets taken over by, it's like a parasite that crawls into their eyes and then makes them...
Oh yeah, I know those ones.
Yeah, those nasty things. And so he sort of looks like that a little bit because he is kind of also a virus, a parasite. He messes things up and like makes them not work. I also I want to mention in my head his shell design. It was originally supposed to be a loading bar, so like, you know, when you download something, it like fills up the little loading bar or whatever.
So
in my head, if you're around one of these things, either he has a move that's like upload or download, or there's already a move called download, I think, but like something to that effect, where his shell will start out empty and then fill up like a loading bar, or when he's full on health, that shell is full, and the lower he gets on health, the lower the like fluid in the shell goes until he like faints. So one of those two things, that's what he does, because I think it would be pretty sick. I also have the shiny here to show you.
Ooh.
So he's a little pink and blue, which makes the loading bar a lot more obvious, but, you know, I think he's pretty cute. He's like a little peach. He's like a little peach guy. Oh, and I made this little pixel of him, because I got carried away. I made it's not very good, but, you know, I just got carried away, and I was like, oh, you know those...
Oh my god, look at him!
Those little sprites that you get when you're, like, looking at, the Pokeballs and you see them just bouncing. That's him. Like the simplest little thing, but he's there.
That's so cute.
That's him. That's my guy. That's all I got.
I love him. He's so cute.
That's it. That's all I got. Show me your guy. Show me your guy. Your turn. Show me yours.
So I chose the theme Accident because I felt it had a lot of possibilities. After all, there's like a million ways things could go wrong. It took me a bit, but eventually I thought of a lightning strike. A real, true, 1 in a million chance kind of accident. The boom emoji shape, if you know what I'm talking about, was actually the first shape that came to mind. Initially, the Pokemon was going to have a sparked shape kind of body, only like just no form, like electric, just a thing. But I felt that was a little boring and I wanted to add a bit more. So then I thought of the idea of a bird who had flown a bit too high and got hit by like a zap. So the sprite of Ness from Earthbound failing his like PK teleport was in my mind, of how his body is like blackened to a crisp and his hair is spiky. I did something kind of similar here with the bird getting frazzled from the shock. Where it was struck, its body became like electric, unstable, and staticky. There was a bit of inspiration from Spiritomb just because I liked how its head is kind of a swirling, uneven form. Overall, I was trying to go for an electrified, exploded sort of look. Here is my guy.
Oh my god! That is sick, actually. Holy crud. That's sick.
He's just a little guy who got in a little accident.
Oh no.
Like you, I was thinking like, okay, I want accident, but I want it to like encompass just something that we didn't intend to happen, more so like, you know, a car accident. Like something that wasn't meant to be. So like, this immediately came into my mind, like a lightning strike, like literally getting hit by lightning.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first thing that came into my mind actually was like the little boom effect. You know the boom emoji? Literally that. And then I was like trying to think harder because like I had to build around it. And then I thought of like a bird, because if they fly very high, obviously birds don't get hit by lightning, but in my mind, if it's high to the sky, it gets hit by lightning. So it like they're like a little seagull, but then they get zapped, and now it just kind of became a part of them, like they're like half electric type now.
Oh.
I feel like when he's using a move, they kind of like flare up a little bit. I think that would be, and like the dark part of his head is supposed to like mimic getting kind of scorched.
Oh,
Like, you know when you
like
get a
burnt,
pile of ashes?
crispy. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
like very specifically based off of this, when Ness fails a PK teleport, he just turns into a crisp. This is what I kind of got inspired by.
I like this though. Actually, this is really sick. I would never have in a million years thought of this, but this is sick. I really like the pattern on the chest too, how it's just like the lightning strike continues down his body, and then you've got the one tail that's like really soft and nicely feathered, and then the other tail that's like jagged edges, like static, kind of affected. It's really cool.
He exploded.
He's exploded.
And here's the shiny one, which looks more akin to like actual lightning.
Oh man, I like this one. It also, I just really like the mask effect that he has on like half of his face. That's my favorite.
I was kind of thinking of Spiritomb when I made that part. I was like, that guy's face is sick.
I can see it. It is pretty sick. I agree. It also, the regular version, reminds me of the way they did the flames in Promare, which is one of my favorite ways I've ever seen people do flames.
I feel like he has a form when the electricity isn't flaring, like he looks a little bald, but I'd need to like concept it. I need to create it.
Like a power off mode where he's like,
yeah.
I'd keep him. He's very cute. I like him a lot.
Thank you.
He's just like a roasted chicken.
Yeah.
Eee, what if I touched his like head?
You'd probably get that.
Oh, okay. Thank you for doing this with me. I really like your guy. He turned out so cool.
Thank you.
We should do this again sometime.
Yes. I think I came with up with a challenging prompt. I think
you did, cool. And it. I was like, what the heck am I changed. You saw me change it. I changed it up like 3-4 times because I couldn't think of something that I liked. And then this is what I landed on. Which I'm satisfied with him even if he is simple and he's just a little guy. I think he's a cute little guy, and I think he is a little happy. It's one of those little guys that you find and you're like, yeah, he's cute. I'll put him on my team. They should kiss. They should, well, yours would probably eat him, but you know, they should be friends. Wait, no, they'd actually hate each other.
Oh no, why?
Because he's electric.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It wasn't meant to be. I'm so sorry, forbidden friendship.
Oh.
That sucks. I'm so sorry.
Oh well.
They'll make it work somehow.
They'll make it work.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed both of our designs. If you want to, you can go ahead and leave a comment down below to let us know what you thought. And I'd like to extend a special thank you to Sleepy for being willing to work on this project with me. It was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed getting to hang out with you. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you like this video and you want to see others like it, then feel free to check out some of my other videos like the ones on screen. And stay tuned for next time, when I'll fly into the sky and get struck by lightning.